Most of us weren't taught what to do with difficult emotions. When anxiety, anger, shame, or sadness shows up, our first instinct is usually to push it away, distract ourselves, or get lost in overthinking. And for a while, that might work. But over time, those emotions don't actually go away. They just get louder or show up in other ways. What if there was a simple way to stay present with what you're feeling without getting consumed by it? There is. It's called the RAIN technique. It's a mindfulness practice that helps you work with difficult emotions instead of being controlled by them. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how RAIN works and how you can start using it in your daily life. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by your emotions or stuck in cycles of anxiety, anger, or self-criticism, this is for you. Let's get into it. Introduction. We live in a culture that teaches us to either fix our emotions or ignore them. Very few of us were taught how to actually be with what we're feeling. Because of that, a lot of people end up in one of two places. Either they suppress their emotions until they eventually explode, or they get completely swept away by them. Neither approach leads to real peace or clarity. The RAIN technique offers a middle path. It's a simple 4-step process that helps you stay present with difficult emotions while also bringing compassion to yourself. It was developed by meditation teacher Tara Brach and has helped thousands of people work with anxiety, shame, anger, and emotional pain in a healthier way. The best part? It's practical. You can use it in the middle of a stressful day, during a difficult conversation, or even while lying in bed at night. What we will cover. Before we dive into the steps, here's what we'll be going over in this video. First, I'll explain what the RAIN technique actually is and why it works so well with difficult emotions. Then we'll break down each letter of RAIN in detail. Recognize, allow, investigate, and nurture, with practical examples for each step. After that, I'll walk you through how to actually practice RAIN in real life, including a full example of using it with anxiety. We'll also talk about common mistakes people make and how to avoid them. Finally, I'll share some tips for making this a regular part of your emotional toolkit. Let's begin with the first step. R. Recognize. The first step of RAIN is recognize. This means pausing and noticing what's actually happening inside you. Most of the time, we're so caught up in our emotions that we don't even clearly see them. We just feel off, or bad, or stressed. Recognition is about getting specific. Instead of saying, "I feel terrible," try to name what's actually going on. Are you feeling anxious, ashamed, angry, sad, irritated? You can even notice where you feel it in your body. Is there tightness in your chest? Tension in your jaw? A knot in your stomach? The simple act of naming what you're experiencing helps shift you from being inside the emotion to observing it. This small shift already creates some space. A. Allow. The second step is allow. This is often the hardest part for people. Allowing means giving yourself permission to feel what you're feeling, even if it's uncomfortable. It doesn't mean you like it or want it to stay. It just means you stop fighting against it. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that certain emotions are bad and need to be gotten rid of immediately. But when we resist what we're feeling, the emotion usually gets stronger. Allowing is the opposite of resistance. You can mentally say something simple like, "It's okay to feel this right now," or "I can be with this." This step alone can bring a surprising amount of relief. I. Investigate. The third step is investigate. Once you've recognized and allowed the emotion, you gently get curious about it. This isn't about analyzing or overthinking. It's about exploring with kindness. You might ask yourself, where do I feel this in my body? What is this emotion connected to? What does this part of me need right now? How old does this feeling feel? For example, you might notice that your anxiety is actually connected to a fear of not being good enough, and it shows up as tightness in your chest. Or you might realize that your anger is protecting a deeper feeling of hurt. Investigation helps you understand your emotions instead of just reacting to them. N. Nurture. The final step is nurture. After investigating, you respond to yourself with kindness and care. This is where healing happens. Nurturing can look like placing a hand on your heart or your cheek, speaking to yourself gently the way you would to a close friend, offering yourself the comfort or reassurance you need in that moment. You might say something like, "I'm here with you. This is hard, and you're not alone. You're allowed to feel this way." The goal isn't to make the emotion disappear. It's to meet yourself with compassion while the emotion is present. How to practice RAIN in real life. Let's walk through a real example. Imagine you're feeling anxious before an important meeting or conversation. Here's how you might use RAIN. Recognize, I'm feeling anxious. My chest is tight and my mind is racing with worst-case scenarios. Allow, it's okay to feel anxious right now. I don't have to push it away. Investigate. Where do I feel this? What is this anxiety protecting? It feels like fear of messing up or being judged. Nurture. Place your hand on your heart and say, "It makes sense that you're nervous. You're doing the best you can. I'm with you." Even doing this for 30 to 60 seconds can shift how you relate to the emotion. Common mistakes to avoid. Here are a few things that can get in the way when people first start using RAIN. Rushing through the steps, especially allow. Turning investigate into overanalysis instead of gentle curiosity. Expecting the emotion to immediately disappear. Being hard on yourself if you fail at staying present. Remember, RAIN is a practice. It gets easier and more natural the more you use it. Final thoughts. The RAIN technique gives you a practical way to stay present with difficult emotions instead of being controlled by them. It doesn't remove the emotion, but it changes your relationship with it. Over time, this builds emotional resilience and self-compassion. You don't have to wait until you're in a full emotional crisis to use it. You can practice RAIN with smaller frustrations throughout your day. Traffic, difficult conversations, self-critical thoughts, or moments of stress. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes to meet yourself with awareness and kindness when things get hard. If this video was helpful, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you tried the RAIN technique before? Which step do you find the most challenging? Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself, especially when your emotions feel heavy.